What's going on, guys? Skogey here, back with a brand new video for you all again today. This is race 3, the final race of the day, the 30-lap race for High Speed Club from January 17th. Holy crap, I am behind on videos, I know. Actually, before I start talking about that, I got like super shoved into this turn, but not only that, this kart is super terrible. You can kind of see when my hand's not in the way, but the front right tire and the front left a little bit have like these divots on the inside corners from the toe-in that it has that just make it impossible to turn this kart how you want it. It's been fixed up a little bit since this race. It's not as terrible as it is in this race, but I could not do a thing that I wanted with this kart, especially in this corner here, trying to turn to the right. It just would not stick and do what I want. And I was also pretty slow in the S's because there's a hard braking zone, really the only hard braking zone on the track, right here, and I couldn't hit the apex right. I was seeing almost a whole kart length off, and I mean, going back the other way, just wrong spot everywhere. I'm getting pressured from behind at this point, and I think a few more people do pass me. You can see I'm punching the kart because I'm mad at it. I don't know why I do the things I do. I don't know what's going through my head when I'm in the race sometimes. I especially don't know what's going through my head when I'm 2 months behind on videos, so I'm gonna get to that. There's a little bit of a wreck in front of me, but he caught it back up and ended up not really bothering my line. But let's talk about getting back on track, because I have a plan. One of the biggest parts is I just want to focus on the more interesting races, because I was going through some of my stuff and I realized that there's quite a few races where like I'm just racing with a couple of guys from work, or maybe I'm even racing by myself, and it's just, there's nobody in front of me. I make maybe one pass in 7 minutes and I don't put down a PB lap. I don't see like the point of prioritizing that over like a race like this that's fun to watch, that's 30 laps and has some interesting bits in it, or like what is the I'm blanking right now. I went to Monza recently, the track up at Foxwoods. I've actually been twice, and you haven't seen either of those videos yet. I mean, one of them's really, really short. I could probably put that one out soon. But the other one, I'm racing in gas karts for the first time at the league. I'm complaining about the kart there to the track marshal, because it really is terrible. I was having trouble doing what I wanted, even on caution speed here. But yeah, I'm gonna focus on those more interesting races and get those ones out first, because I am way more behind than I thought I'd be. I thought I would just have more time during the day. I thought it would be easier to, you know, get home and get to bed after working late, which is really what my problem is. I work late, and then it takes me an hour and a half after I get home to get to sleep, and that makes me sleep all day and ruins my schedule. So to make sure that I wake up on time and am able to do these, I have to start doing better. There he asked me if the guy who died was in front of me. I said I don't know. He was in front of me. I missed it. I thought it was later in the race, honestly. But I meant to comment on it when it came here. He died right in front of me, and I dove to his right. But right here, we're going to give him the spot back and go back green. So I was kind of upset that we had to get put back on the restart, because my kart wasn't good, and I know every single time we restart I'm getting thrown back to the kart behind me being right on my tail. It cools down the tires a little bit, makes it even harder to corner, and I pay for it. I think I actually do get passed on this first lap again. Right now it's just a slow rolling restart. We're gonna come to green back on the last corner. This guy, I don't know what he was doing, if he was trying to get a jump or what, but he was not held up to the bumper of the cart in front of us, which made it even harder. I gave him a few bumps because I knew he was faster than me. I wanted to try to be aggressive and see if I could get by him, but I missed the apex with this understeery cart again, and he was able to drive away from me. From there, it was really no contest after that, and I'm getting pressured from behind again because I'm slow on the restart. They're right behind me, so I'm getting huge bumps. I'm trying to see who it is. I can't tell. I think it's actually my little brother at this point who's pressuring me. But I'm trying to make up as much time as I can on this long left-hand turn because it's the really only turn on the track that I can do better than a majority of the people. There's a little wreck there I was able to avoid, followed through to my boy Irvin. He's much faster than I am though, and his car was a lot better, so he was just slowed down for the wreck. He was able to drive right back away from me, but it was cool to be back in the mix for a little bit. I was kind of hoping I could slow things down a little bit more. The reason that we didn't slow down and give that guy his spot back is because the track marshal there, I guess, deemed it was the guy who spun's fault that he spun, or it was just a racing deal. It wasn't worth, arguing to give him his spot back and slowing down the race again. Here's my little brother pressuring me, pushing me a little bit out of the way. Once he was to my inside there, I wanted to let him go so I could follow him through this corner because I knew I'd be a little bit slower, but he was a little bit hesitant jumping in front of me there, thinking like I could get to his outside and be there, which makes sense. He's still looking backwards at me here. He should be looking out front, but I guess he doesn't realize just how slow my kart is. Like I said, I'm good in that one corner, but that's the only thing I can do on this. He's taking these turns really tight, defensive, trying to make sure I'm not behind him, but it's worthless even with how defensive and honestly pretty slow he's taking these turns. He's gapping me, so a little disappointed, honestly. I feel like he could have caught this next guy a little bit faster had he just ran away, but I think he ended up staying in that position for the rest of the race. I'm going to need to double check that, but I think if he had not been so worried about me, he could have done more. And I got pushed super hard there. This is the kart that spun out. He is better than me. He was in a faster kart. He was going to get to me at some point. I wish he hadn't pushed me in the S's there because that was the biggest speed differential. He could have got by me cleanly in any other part of the track. He had just, kind of asked nicely with his kart. But getting spun out or spinning out, whatever happened, he's impatient, so I get it. I forgive him, but he definitely could have been a little bit nicer with how he did that, because he hit me hard going into that turn. But anyway, back to the plan I was talking about. I want to focus, like I said, on the exciting races, on the races that matter to me the most. So like, my first race in gas karts at Monza will definitely be up there. Any race that I do particularly well in, or have a lot of interesting battles, will be up there. And I decided that I'm going to use those other races that there isn't really much going on to just use as like background footage for when I want to talk about NASCAR or F1 or something like that. See, he poked his nose in right here. This was another interesting part of the race. This guy poked his nose in that corner there where I'm turning right that I just couldn't get around. But I know this guy. I know he's not very fast. I mean, he's getting a lot better, don't get me wrong. But at this point, I knew that he didn't actually outclass me. He got a little bit lucky on me taking the corner wide. So I got back around him fairly quickly. Pushed him a little harder than I probably should have, but I wanted to create a little bit of room so I could have just a little bit of leniency going into this corner again. I took it super wide again, which was just awful. He hit me again in the rear. still pressuring me. I wasn't ready to give up the spot. Like I said, I knew that if I held my spot for a little bit longer, I would be okay. But yeah, now that I'm talking about it, I'm curious. Who watches F1? That did not come out the right way. I meant to say, like, who do you watch for in F1? Who do you like? Who should I root for? I think I like Lewis Hamilton, is his name? Jesus, I sound fucking stupid. I know his name. I don't know why I said it like I don't know his name. But I think that's who I'm rooting for. I don't really know. I don't know most of the storylines and everything that's going on, but that's what I've gotten from it so far anyway. I've only watched the one race that I don't even remember what the race was, the first race of the season though, and I'm like halfway through the second race, which I should know what the race that I'm watching is called, but I don't know the names of the tracks yet. I also just got the F1 game on PlayStation, so I will be playing some of that. I mean, probably not on this channel, but maybe on my gaming channel I'll play some, or on Twitch, or on my TikTok live streams. I'll play some at some point. Well, this is my hot lap, by the way. You can see it's still not a very good lap, but I got pretty good speed around that corner there, and I didn't mess up too bad. I mean, obviously I'm super slidey. I'm still not doing what I want to do, but I hit the apexes fairly well, despite having a cart that didn't want to do anything I told it to. But still only a 37.0 something lap. It wasn't even a good lap, so that sucks. But yeah. What was I saying? Yeah, tell me who I should root for in F1, and I don't know. I guess I want to try to talk about my opinion on what was going on in races and stuff, but I don't know enough to have opinions yet, so bear with me there. I'm going to try to talk about them in some of the videos, and as well as talk about NASCAR, because I do know about NASCAR, and I am ready to talk about NASCAR at a moment's notice. I gotta watch the Atlanta race too. I haven't seen the Atlanta race as I'm recording this. I tend to be working while the races are actually happening live, but it's alright, it doesn't really matter. What was I saying? Yeah, but F1, I'm gonna play the F1 game on Twitch. Go follow me on Twitch. Follow me on TikTok if you haven't followed me on TikTok yet, at Steezy Racing. I'm almost at 27,000 followers as I record this, and that's just absolutely nutty to me. I want to keep growing over there. I know there probably aren't a ton of people who will make it 13 minutes into my video and don't already follow me on TikTok, but if you're one of those people, go check out my TikTok. It's worth it. I think I post like 4 or 5 times a week, and I don't know, I like the stuff I post anyway. A lot of it's here at R1, but I have other tracks that I go to, and I'm planning on going to quite a few more tracks this summer, so check that out. I don't know, I'm really excited. I want to keep building this up and working with this. I need to focus more on the YouTube channel, and I think putting out races that I care more about, and not just, going in the exact order of how they were filmed, will help me focus on this. And I mean, just focusing on, which races are best to post. If I don't have time to commentate a 20-minute race, maybe just find one of the 6-minute races and talk about something that happened in the racing world. So I want to focus on that. I want to do that. And I want to start talking more about other karting things going on in the world too. I'm getting word of a new league perhaps happening at R1 soon. I can't say too much about it, but that would be awesome. Now we're back under caution for some reason here. I'm not actually sure what's going on here, but I'm just trying to hold my line. But along with that, the Touring Kart Championship, which is a championship with rental karts that happens. I think they do usually. They're like, what is the word I'm looking for? Where their like home base of operation is. Like they're located towards like New Jersey or New York or something. I'm not totally positive on that, but they did a series or a championship this summer that went to Pennsylvania, Connecticut, here at R1, and I don't know, I'm probably missing a few. I'm not great, I'm not super familiar with the league, but some of the other guys at work knew about it, ran the R1 race anyway. I kind of know one of the guys who ran it, and I'm very interested in running it at some point. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do that in its next running, because I can't exactly afford to travel to Pennsylvania for a go-kart race right now, but if this continues to go well, that is absolutely something I want to pursue. If I continue to build a following here, or am able to procure any sort of sponsorship at some point, I definitely want to try to go to some more competitive races and get myself better. I've gotten to a point where I'm pretty decent at R1 here, but I mean, there's still a good 10 guys that'll wipe the floor with me here, and when I went to Monza, for example, I got my shit kicked in by everybody that's a regular there, so I want to start going to more tracks and, you know, less learning a line and a track and more just learning how to race. And I think racing other people who maybe haven't seen the track as much but are just good racers will be good for me too. Getting more experience at different tracks at league speed, because it's hard to even race full speed at all the different tracks, because most of them want you to have a $100 or $80 or some sort of membership, and there aren't too many tracks right in my immediate area, so it doesn't make too much sense for me to pay for those sort of things for a track I'm only going to once, maybe twice a year. Right now, the only memberships I have are kind of the one at R1, because I work here. I have member privileges, essentially. And then I did just buy the membership for Monza at Foxwood, so I should be going there more often this year, too, just because I'm paying for that yearly membership. But the Monza membership will be good too, because that'll give me more experience in gas karts versus these electric karts. And Monza has electric karts that I can race too if I'm there another time. But that's pretty much all I got. I don't know. I'm super excited about how this has been going. It's just doing so awesome over on TikTok, and I never could have imagined getting this kind of support when I started a few months ago. I thought that I could maybe get to this point in a couple of years. I would have never imagined that not even 6 months into posting regularly, I would be pushing 30,000 followers and 750,000 likes. Like, that is nuts to me. And I don't know, I'm just super grateful to be doing what I'm doing. I'm having so much fun, and I love having this as a job. I love that YouTube's working out. If you know anything about me, I've been trying to make YouTube work for content creation work forever. And I'm very, very lucky to be where I've been at, I'll say today. But yeah, I believe this is the end here. I'm struggling to remember who won the race. I'm gonna need to go check that. Alright, it was Brandon. Brandon won again. Kid wins all the time. You'll see plenty of him on the channel. So, yeah, I guess that's gonna be it. Thank you guys so much for watching. More videos soon, and I'm pretty sure the next video you guys see will be a Monza video, so be excited for that. Leave a like, leave a comment, follow me everywhere. It's in the description. Yeah, there's Brandon celebrating. See y'all later.
It's so heavy on this thing.
I'll tell you what, you kept me honest through that.